One of the most amusing things I see now and again in the news is some political topic of the day, and it's being announced by a bunch of student protesters. And you've seen the kind, a bunch of college students, less than a year out of their parents' houses. They don't know jack about how the world works, but they think they do. And they go to college away from home, and they got some liberal pot-smoking teacher who gets them all cranked up over some sensitive topic. And they go, yeah, we have to protest this. We can't have this. It's got to be a different way. There's got to be a way to change it. And they fail to see the practicality of what's going on, why it is like it is. There's right and there's wrong. There's a greater good. And they just go out there, oh, no, we must protest this. That's wrong, that's wrong. Well, it may be wrong, but, what's your alternative to it? I can remember seeing some videos of protesters going to some meat packing plants where they, take the cows and kill them and get them ready for meat. But yeah, it's not the best thing in the world to have to kill all the cows. But how am I going to go to the supermarket and get a pound of meat to make some burgers with? How do you think your 6-count box of chicken nuggets with sriracha sauce ends up at Wendy's? It just doesn't come from nowhere. Yeah, it's not the most pleasant thing to think about how those nuggets got there, but consider the alternative. No spicy nuggets or no sriracha sauce for your regular chicken nuggets at Wendy's? Do you want to live in that world? How about all these students? We can't cut down the trees. We have to preserve the environment and keep everything as green as possible. Okay, yeah. Well, how are you going to get other things done? Then people put up these the big windmills to get wind energy and make electricity from it. Okay, clean energy, no pollution, no emissions from it. Okay. Oh, well, some birds flew into the fan blades and they got killed. Oh, geez, you just want everything, don't you? Once a few birds get killed in the fan blades, the rest of them will see this happen in a fair. Oh yeah, fly around it, or fly between the blades. Look where they're going. Some people, they're just never happy. I remember, this is not really a student protest thing, but I remember when I lived out in Los Angeles, and the weather out there, it was dry most of the year, and then it rained November through March. And all the time on the news and on the weather forecasts and on the radio, they're never happy out there. Oh, it's too dry, and we're going to have a drought, and everyone's going to die. Then you get some rain. Oh, there's too much rain, and we're going to have mudslides because it's been dry all year, and people are going to get flooded out of their houses. Well, first you're crying about it being too dry, then you're crying about it being too much rain. Pick a side and stick to it. But back to these student protesters. I don't think I could ever take one of them seriously. I haven't seen any in person anytime recently, but you see them on the news, and you just want to go up to them and, hey, are you protesting? Or you have an issue? Oh, okay, just, pat them on the head. Okay, that's nice. Just sit down and go back to class now, little boy or girl, and, when you know something about the real world in 5 or so years, then maybe you can make an argument. But you're not considering both sides of the issue. You only hear what you want to hear. Oh, this is horrible. We got to fix this. Well, don't you think anyone else has thought of it before you? You think you're the first one to think, oh, yeah, this is a problem. We got to stop this thing. Well, you can't stop it entirely. Okay, students, sit in class, think for yourselves. Don't let your teacher get you all cranked up on something. And then, oh, yeah, we must go protest. Whatever. Over what? Is it over in China right now? They've been protesting about who knows what for a long time. I don't know. If it's, the general population protesting one thing, okay. But wait, anytime I hear a bunch of college students or a bunch of high school students are protesting something, okay, what? Just, sit down and shut up. You don't know nothing about what you're talking about. You think you do, but you don't really. And it's hard to tell sometimes how the world works, It's all about corporate profit. Who's paying the money and who's getting paid. That supersedes right versus wrong very easily these days. Maybe that's not how it should be, but that's how it is. So you gotta take the situation and use it to your advantage to make the best situation for you. Let me think here for a minute. That's my biggest point to make there. Student protesters. Sit down and shut up. I gotta pull up my screen. Restart your computer to install important updates. All right, well, just hold on a minute. Okay, please like, comment, and subscribe, and come on over to loudmouthtim.com, home of online video, the internet's longest-running web series in internet history. We're coming up on 17 years now and 189 episodes. All right, next episode. See you then.